Hello, everybody. I'm Doc Harmony, and I am here today with Miklos with Better Life Whole Foods located in Springfield, Massachusetts. And I'm super excited, and it took a little bit to get here, didn't it? But we are here, and I'm super excited. We are here, and we have just been chatting before we got online about how important, health is and investing in your health, and how important these health food stores, especially like you, because thank you so much for your commitment to the community, service to your neighbors and all your families and friends out there, and everybody in there in Springfield, Massachusetts, and
the surrounding towns. A lot of surrounding towns too. We've had several stores in the area, about 5 in the last 4 years or so, close up. So we do get a little push and a lot of new customers. So
good. Well, what I would love to know, I know you have a great story. What inspired you? I think you're a newer owner of Better Life Health Foods. It's been an anchor store, everybody. Don't get me wrong. The store has been along for a long time. And how has your mission evolved over time, with you being in leadership there?
Well, it was, my hand was a little bit forced. While the pandemic was still going on, lost the career positions, and okay, what am I gonna do at this stage of my life? And I was looking to I was realizing, at the time I was in my mid-50s, I'm like, I'm probably gonna have to buy a business and do something with it, as opposed to seeing, learning new roles in terms of, okay, it didn't work out. So I was shopping around and looking, and I had known of this store for years. It's been around 43 years now. And I just decided to, I am going to take a close look and jump in and see where it took us.
Well, and I think that's great. I think that, we could say this here and then in the store, that sometimes God just has a hand in it all. This door doesn't open up and that door opens up. And that's just really, a miracle and a witness, because I just know that you have really championed this natural health in your community. What exactly, any changes or any big things that have occurred since, services or products or just kind of ways of being, opening up doors that weren't otherwise there for your community?
I think the biggest realization is, first off, having a great staff, which I'm lucky enough that people shop here or have been shopping here, and they just approach me. I'd love to work here, which is very helpful in terms of they know what it's about. They've been longtime customers, and they want to come in and help. And even though they're either retired, where they don't need to work, or they are working full time, but it's like, wow, I'm interested in this, and that makes it interesting for the customers. At the same time, I think I've noticed what's driving in this industry, for good and bad, is social media, and what is hot on social media, how's it trending, keeping an eye on that and being current and making sure that we at least are following it. I mean, there's some that are fads, there's some that are going to be, been around for a long time that people are just finding out. So it's like, okay, are we going to have enough of this one product? So.
Well, how do you, I'm so glad you brought that up. Like, I love the fact that the elderly are staying there and contributing, because that's kind of like our corporate knowledge, isn't it? As the corporate knowledge is leaving corporate America, we're seeing big changes there. And I think that keeping this, we'll just call it corporate knowledge in the natural health industry, is integral. And that would lead to, what you were just saying. How do you decide what to put on the shelves? What is the distinction between a fad and something that's just been a long time, product that you just can't ignore or forget about?
Well, magnesium has exploded in the last few years. Magnesium has been around forever. People have known about it forever. Really, what the difference is, okay, that's not a fad, that's a trend. That's going to, the problem is having 1,000 different types of magnesium, but making sure that you have quality ones. And people come in and I don't want a cheap one. Well, our products aren't necessarily expensive. We try to buy and pass along discounts and savings from good business, that have been around for a long time, as opposed to a product. I tell people, you want a cheap one, you go next door to the dollar store and you will find a cheap magnesium, cheap, and it will not do what you are expecting it to do. You want cheap, go to the dollar store or CVS or some of these other, the big boxes. Go to Costco and buy a 5-year supply. Go ahead. It'll be cheap.
And you'll probably be in the bathroom a lot, especially if you're taking that magnesium.
Oxide, yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, and I thank you for bringing up the magnesium. I know you guys carry our topical magnesium, and I just think that is just
people love it.
Amazing product, and it's so easy and simple, and it's not another supplement to take. What are you hearing about that on the floor?
Well, one thing I really like about yours, a lot of people come in looking for like a magnesium spray, and I'm like, well, have you thought of a magnesium cream? And obviously your products are wonderful. And I say, well, they go, well, why? I go, do you have hardwood floors at your house? And they go, well, yes, I do. Well, I go, if you put magnesium oil on your feet and then you step onto your hardwood floor, be careful. Make sure you put on a pair of socks. Or you use a magnesium cream, rub it in, and especially like your lavender, you rub it in, and it gives you that additional aromatic aromatherapy sort of relaxation point, which is, wonderful.
No, and thank you for all that. It's just a favorite product. What else though are you seeing? There's a lot of fads. I think beta glucan is back in the press again.
It is. It all of a sudden, and I have my phone set up so that I get health food news, and oh boy, well, I get health food news, and beta glucans are wonderful. It really certainly will help with potential cholesterol and heart health, overall fiber. It can, but if you were getting a balanced diet, you'd be getting some of that. But now all of a sudden, first we brought it in about 3 years ago as a individual supplement, and it moved a little, and then what wound up happening is, sure enough, I wound up going to the bargain bin because it wasn't selling, and all of a sudden someone's like, I gotta have this, and they're giving it to their dog. They're giving it to, because it's just because they're reading it. And so part of our job, and I tell staff, I go, listen, I don't care if you're on your phone. If you're on your phone looking something up for a customer, don't sit there and they aren't. But don't be afraid of being on the phone and just say, okay, this is what someone is saying. For example, a woman came in with frozen shoulder the other day, and it's been bothering. I've been doing all this. I've been trying that. I've been rubbing it with this, and trying so many different things. And I obviously I could tell what her age was, and I'm like, well, have you talked to your doctor about this? She's early menopausal woman, and she is dealing with, I'm like, have you heard of this? She's like, no. I'm like, well, here it is. And she's like, oh my gosh. And I said, I'm not here to sell you anything today. Go home, do some more research, talk to your doctors, because this is a very common thing, and then you've done nothing wrong. It just all of a sudden you're getting all this frozen shoulder pain because, hormonally where you are right now.
Well, and I'm so glad you said that, because I think that every podcast that we're on has a message for somebody out there, and frozen shoulders are now part of the AMA's guidelines for heart issues for women and menopause. So this is a distinct, you wake up, this one's fine, this one's not fine. There you go, right? And we just have to work it out. Being 61 years old, being in menopause for 10 years, has been really, really tough. The other thing I would like, and compliments to you, Miklos, I want everybody to have heard this. He is not trying to sell that woman anything but help educate her to be healthy. Setting, there's nothing wrong with a good referral. Hey, go and look at your hormones. Natural health food store owners and people on the floor, we're not designed to sit up there and read their blood work or guess their blood work, when there's been none. And hormones are so critical. I don't know if you know this, but our generation is going to be the largest generation of menopause women in the world ever in all of history. And that's huge, because the other thing that a lot of people women are not aware of is hot flashes. Hot flashes, if you have more than 6 hot flashes a week, that is a sign to go see your heart doctor. They're now associating that with potential cardiovascular disease. Why do I know all this? 12 heart attacks later, menopause being out the roof, and then throw that sleep apnea. I would be willing to bet that you see a lot of people that are not sleeping well, that have problems sleeping, and how do they manage that? And especially women, menopause, sleep apnea, hot flashes. These are all signs that somebody really needs to look at their blood work, look at their cholesterol levels. I'm glad you brought that up with the beta glucan, because and we can also, how in your store is food showing up versus supplements showing up? Do you have that distinction?
What do you mean, like in terms of what type of foods we carry?
Yeah, like wouldn't you say, steel cut oats naturally give you beta glucan?
Beta glucans, yep.
Versus, another supplement or something like that. What's that conversation like in your store?
We are probably 70% supplement. And then the rest, of course, we have some healthy snacks. We do people do enjoy a potato chip every once in a while, but look to make sure it's avocado oil or organic, both or all. It's we see a lot of people going with. Sadly, there's such a sardines shortage right now. People going with that, of course. Going with good, healthy whole grains, organic versus we I really do try to have a good selection. At the same time, understand that, listen, I'm not here to be the police. A person comes in the other day, though, he is dealing with weight issues, dealing with knee issues, mid-40s, listens, and he's buying some healthy things. And, hey, we do have good, healthy, organic chocolates, of course, in the checkout area, local. And he went to go grab a couple of them. I said, listen, those have sugar in them, put them down. Just put them down. And he's like, I go, put them down. And, again, I'm not here to be the chocolate police, but if you ask me for help, that is one of the first to just put that down and go with something a little bit healthier. Yeah, or go with pure dark chocolate, 100%, which we do carry. So.
Well, and that's so funny you said about sardines. I'm glad you brought that up again, because sardines and garlic has been just critical for my health recovery. My levels have gone from sky high, 360s, 400s down to 100 in less than a year by just simply, and I've always been organic. This is genetics. It's something to deal with, right? It is what it is.
LPA fraction A is one of the, and people will come in and they go, I will have done everything in my life. I have done all this and all that. I cannot get my cholesterol low. And I go, has your doctor checked you for that lipoprotein A fraction? I mean, that's like one small percentage of the protein population, but I have a great friend, as fit as a fiddle, 10 years older than me. Master black belt in karate, practiced years and years, unbelievable athlete. Then all of a sudden started having, he didn't want to believe it. He didn't think it could happen to him because he had been so healthy. His father had passed much earlier in life, in his 40s from a massive heart attack. It's not going to happen to me. But sure enough, he carries that gene where there is really, truly nothing at all that he can do with that cholesterol being, having that marker, that it's tough. So
Well, I will tell you, eating 3 cans of sardines a week and a half a clove of garlic. I do white one day and black the next day.
Okay, you
And
like the
and
black? We carry the black. We have the
oh,
fermented black, and people use it as a spread, and they say they can't believe how
oh,
good
it's
it
so
is
good. Oh
because
my God.
it doesn't burn going down. So people
Mm-mm.
with reflux or a little bit of esophageal
Mm-hmm.
issues don't have that
Mm-hmm.
burn. It's
Mm-hmm.
really nice. Hard to get, but we do carry it here.
Oh,
But
I
once
love
you
it.
try that,
When I do the pickled garlic, because I can't stand regular garlic, so now I'm getting the fermented with the. It's just those simple things that make such a big difference, you know. And I'm so glad you shared that story. Like being on the floor, you get to hear a lot of the good stuff. I know we get to hear a lot of the, I'm at stage 4, and it's kind of sad sometimes.
it's
It gets
very sad.
overwhelming. But what stories? What are your favorite stories of transformation or success that somebody comes in and you're like, oh my God, I've got this great story for you.
Really, I think what it is weight loss or
Mm,
a, a woman come in and had all these issues. I said, have your doctor just check this. And she
mm,
came back in. She goes, oh my gosh, it was this all along. And again, we're not here to diagnose. We're not here, but we're here to share the stories and advise. Uh, help people understand inflammation. Uh, Help people understand. You're dealing with knee problems. Well, the hard conversation is you got to drop that 200 pounds. You're
mhm,
5'10" and you weigh close to 400 pounds. You got to lose
mhm,
so much of that weight, and
mhm.
it just takes. Well, how do I do it? There are extreme measures, but at the same time, there are also stop eating less. Just start eating less. Just don't run your body in a calorie deficit. Put down
Mhm.
the temptation and the sweets, and just walk a little bit. It hurts my knees. Well,
Yeah,
it's going to hurt your knees a hell of a lot more when you're 45 and you're looking at a double knee replacement and double hip replacement.
right.
So
Well, and there's a way to do that. I know you're from my generation where it's like it's the calories, and now they got macros and they've got all these special programs out. And I'm like, it's just like you said, a caloric deficit properly. Fasting is acceptable.
fasting is
Fasting
wonderful.
is
Yep.
wonderful. And then I know you carry great electrolytes, and I know that there's supplementation to make everybody's like worried about their nutrition. Do a great potassium broth, get your, basics in a broth. And it's all these simple old school, right? I just call it old school. What's been passed down from generation to generation, and remembering those stories. And I think really more importantly, what your store is offering is thinking outside the box. Let's just not stay inside that box. It's not one thing. It's not the cholesterol. It's not the weight gain. It's a whole combination of lifestyle, isn't it?
And bad habits over the years adding up, and it's like, okay, awesome that you've decided to make this attempt at change. But it's that I call it the gym health club, where January 3rd, every gym, their parking lots are completely full. And this goes for whether it's professional, personal development, it goes for diet and health. It's like you see these people so gung ho, and then you go by that same health club 2 months later at the same time, and it's a third of the parking lot is full. And it's people, they need to be able to maintain that. So few people are. It really does take that drive and willpower to be able to say, okay, I am not going to reach for the extra calories today. And I get it. There's stress eating. There's all of these things. The world is a complicated place, but we are here. We're here to help and listen. And
So we
so
were talking earlier before we went online at live. What about, the young people? And I would love for you to reshare, this philosophy, like, let's not wait till we're 70. Let's get into these health food stores at 20. If I was 20 and I was relatively healthy and I just kind of wanted to stay healthy, what would you share with me? What kind of advice, or, what basic supplements should I be taking? Because right now in my crisis, of course I have to take a lot. But if I'm just this basic 20-year-old healthy, nothing really going on, what is it? Well, how would that be received?
Well, it's interesting because we have a young lady, full-time outside of here, career job, and recently started working here. She handles all our social media and all, and she was like, I'd actually like to work here. It might help me learn a little bit more about my own personal health, my own personal development, and be able to then, of course, do our social media better because she'd understand holistically, no pun intended, how it kind of works. And so she's been learning, and she's been asking a lot of questions and kind of working it through her own development, how she goes through life. Okay, what would I take? Well, you kind of look at it like, how much do you want to take a day? There are some great multiple vitamins out there. Well, do you want to take it 4 times a day, or do you want to take one good one that is a great platform and then take a few other things during the course of a day that you want or might go towards your own specific goals? So do you want to go with some omegas? Do you want to always a great probiotic? And of course, magnesiums. What are your goals? Oh, you're very active, then definitely you want a good triple magnesium, or blend it with these other ones. How much do you want to take a day? So those basic questions, and then help with goal setting.
Well, and I just want everybody to know this Instagram page is great. Your social media is great. And let me just shout out Instagram.com/betterlifewhole.foods. And all those links will be down below. So check them out. And there's a lot of great information there. And so she's doing a great job.
Oh, she's incredible. Really.
I have to share a story with you. So my success story recently, one of the products you have of ours, the lavender foot patches. So obviously, healing from my heart. And every morning I put the topical massage on, a different butter on, and massage it in. I just give myself that 3 to 5 minutes of just, self-caring myself, just really nurturing my feet, all those reflexology points. And I noticed right below the foot of my pad on the right hand side, a little bone spur. And I'm like, oh my God, what? Sometimes we freak out and it's nothing, like, oh, something else, right? And I was like, no, tranquila, it's okay. And I took the foot patch, I put 2 drops of castor oil on it, which I know you carry, and I would take the
castor oil.
Yeah, and then I would take the apple cider vinegar bottle and just go like this twice on the patch. And I know you carry apple cider vinegar, and I would put it on my foot, and I'd put a little bit of comfrey, massage it in at the bone spur. So 3 things: comfrey, apple cider vinegar, and the castor oil. And within 10 days, it was gone. I'm just like, holy cow. I mean, God is so good. He created all this stuff. Sometimes we just have to figure out the mystery of it and piece it all together, right? And that's what makes what your store is doing so incredibly valuable. Education, passing on the stories. The other thing, and I know this is all the rave right now, is taking the patches and putting that castor oil on it for your organs, the liver, the gallbladder.
Sure. We sell so much castor oil. It is it's profound how much we sell with it.
And it's a testament. Old school is good school.
Old school. It is truly old school.
Right.
Although, people will come in and they will want to drink it as a daily tonic, and I go, this is for external use only.
Right.
Well, I used to drink it as a kid. I go, yeah, well, if you're looking for certain types of results, you will get them, but it will be, yeah. So, another thing, everybody, one thing we've noticed, you asked about a trend, we will see a lot of people, and I'm talking people in their, Gen Z and below, coming in, watching videos, and we'll see people that are in their 70s, 80s, and they seem to all be watching Dr. Berg. I don't know if you've heard of him. Big YouTube, huge YouTube following, and he's very straight to the point. His advice, it's not that I want to give him a shout out, but you can tell when people have been watching good old Dr. Berg, his channel, and looking for that alternative or insight as to what can be going on. So again, that is something that a good portion of my staff will, how he talks about fasting and vitamin D, especially, talk about old school. Vitamin D is, people are like, I need something for my immune system. It's so weak. Do you take vitamin D? No. Well, start there. That's the least expensive way to start getting your immune system right. And then there's always that cautionary side where people want, if a little castor oil is good, I'm going to bathe in castor oil. Or if, the right amount of vitamin D every day is good, then I'm going to take 10 times the amount. Whoa. People really do need to just do their research and not get too crazy.
Well, it's no different than, sunshine, which obviously up in Massachusetts, y'all probably struggle with during the winter time, trying to get some good old-fashioned sunshine. Right. So, but when you have sunshine, it's like 15 minutes. We're not out there for hours, baking in it, because that's not, good for you either. But so vitamin D, if it says 1, take 1, don't take 20, right? It's to say, just like I said, 2 drops of castor oil, 2 drops. That's all it took with two swishes of apple cider vinegar and just
drink
a
whole
little
bottle at once.
Comfrey. That was it. It was just dabs of everything. And really, it's just so powerful. More is not necessarily good now, is it? But it's the same for food. More is not necessarily good either, is it?
That is correct.
My mother said something really great one day. She goes, you could die from anything. I could drink too much water and die, because you can flush it all.
We just had that conversation yesterday in terms of too much water will kill you. You will overhydrate yourself. You will have no electrolytes left in your system. And, I will ask people, I go, let's do a hypothetical. We have a giant vat of distilled water. A giant vat of distilled water. And I put a very powerful electrical current into that water.
Nice.
And would you put your hand into that water? Oh, no way. And I go, well, as long as that water is completely pure in terms of being distilled with no dissolved solids in it, it will not conduct electricity. And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's all the dissolved minerals and impurities and everything that's in water that conducts the electricity. Not that I want them to try this at home, but your body is what? Oh, it's 78 approximately % water. And when you dilute it down with too much water without any electrolytes or any, the magnesiums, potassiums, and healthy sodiums, you can do just as much damage as not having enough water.
Absolutely. Right. And that's why these, everybody, our independent health retailers are so important. We're going to keep you grounded. We're going to keep you, calm and down. And social media, great, fantastic, but it does get you a lot of FOMO going on. You're like, oh my God, and you're not going to miss out, especially when you're going to great places like Better Life Whole Foods, where these staff, 43 years of experience here, which I guarantee you that experience was passed down from generation to generation. What a blessing to have in this neighborhood. So I'm going to have one last question for you.
Okay, let's see how I do on this.
You're doing great. What makes your store different from the bigger chains or online health retailers, and what keeps your customers coming back?
What makes us different is, you can go into CVS and they'll just point you to magnesium. Right. You can go into Costco, or you can go into some of these very large, health-oriented stores, and there's some good ones. at the same time, good luck getting your questions asked. A lot of people come in and they say, wow, the selection you have here is so much better than, again, some of these big national companies. Yep. Also, online is the Wild West. It is, who knows what you're getting. I've seen products that people have bought that we carry in the store, and I go, this doesn't quite look right. And they go, yeah, the box is really beat up. Or I go, well, that's because, let's look at the expiration date. And the expiration date has 2 months left on it. And it looks like it's been, kicked up and down aisles and then returned 5 times and then wound up in a closeout on someone's third-party store. You can buy online, but that's why we monitor and we try to always carry products that, yes, we do have some national brands that sell online, and that we cannot compete with their online price or some of these bigger stores' prices. We try when we have fair pricing on them, but we do deal with some companies, and I love these small ones that look for small independent businesses where they have a MAP policy where, nope, you can go to our online store, you can look at it, and you're going to see that is the price, but here it is at Better Life Whole Foods, and it's 15% off plus a coupon. Good luck finding that online. So, plus you'll get you'll get some advice. You will get, what time of day should I take this with? Well, I take mine in the morning with food, and I've always found that best, so that you'll at least get some sort of answer, or, again, we do try to stay current and see what's on top of things, and, we'll give advice. We'll say, okay, well, go watch this YouTube channel, or go, stop following the TikTok influencer trend, because they are just, remember, they're influencing, and if they're influencing a certain thing, they're getting paid to promote this product that's basically brand new and not third-party tested and verified, and has not been around a long time. So,
well, I'm glad you said that. Products stay on your shelves because they work, right? That's just the bottom line. And so, even with this whole AI generated stuff, AI is just not perfect at all. And people are really depending on that, whereas AI is just being fed by the AMA. AI is just being fed by trends and social media influence. And people don't really get that at all. Whereas in your stores and the independent retailers, what I find with 30 plus years experience is that this is real life experience. This is actually stories, and I looked at that person, I heard that person, she shared. This is a one-on-one experience that now I get to share with you. And I think even if it costs 15% more to walk in a store for a supplement, you're getting that human touch. You're getting one-on-one attention and care and consideration, and really being that number one priority for whoever's on your floor, whoever's working that day. If they get the honor to speak with you, and I think that there's no price tag on that. So first of all, the other thing I would think that we really need to be careful of is China. And I'm not even trying to make this sound crazy, but the knockoffs that come out of there, it's unbelievable. Whether it's clothing, whether it's supplements, they have digital, Photoshop mastered. They can make anything look like the original, if not better. And they do it in such a way that you're like, oh yeah, and then you're getting 30% off. It ain't the real deal. Trust me, it's not the real deal, because what your store offers and what is quality, and care. You care about what you're putting on your shelf. This is your personal reputation. This is your livelihood. This is your heart and soul going out to your customers in such a way that you're saying, hey, I care. And sorry, I lie, Amazon ain't doing that, people. So I think that I really want to emphasize those big differences to anyone who's listening. This is what you get when you walk into Better Life Whole Foods. And the one thing I would like to offer, I'm going to send this to you, is my my heart protocol. I want you to share this with people. You know, my doctors were like, there's no way, you're going to have to go on statins. I didn't go on statins. I took cholesterol levels from 370 down to 100. You know, I mean, this is unheard of. And all this can be done with these simple products that we've talked about today. Beta glucan, garlic, you know, all these different products. I know you have Kyolic there, and just all these great products that are there that God has made, has intended for us, and has given us the wisdom to continue passing this on to all of our listeners and to everyone who walks in that store, you know. So I'm so honored to have met you. I'm so honored to be a part of your team and partnering with you. It really warms my heart knowing that my products.
It's been great getting to know you too.
Yeah. That my products are in your heart and in your education, and that you care. It's a compliment to me. So any last words that you would like, what, you know, your customers or listeners to know in social media, you know, anything we've left out? I think we've done a great job here.
You know, we do try. There's some things we just can't answer. Somebody comes in and says, I want to feel like I did when I was 30 again. And I mean, the hard answer is, I can't do this. You can't expect that of us. They need to be also very transparent with us in terms of, okay, what medications are you on? Don't come into the store and then 5 days later come in, yeah, it didn't work for me. I took one and then I showed it all to my doctor, and you know, those returns cost money. You know, I showed it all to my doctor. My doctor doesn't want me taking any of this. The guy at the health food store, that's when the doctors roll their eyes and, oh, what does he know? And what I know is, always talk to your doctor first before, you know, and let us know. If you know, some people, they're great and very transparent. Other folks, it's, well, I can't take this. Mm-hmm. Okay, and just, you know, have some understanding. You know, we aren't doctors. We aren't giving medical advice. What we're doing is we're passing along information. We're sending you to the right places. We're telling you to check with your doctors. We're telling you to tell us what's going on, and some of the toughest things are when someone comes in and I cannot sleep. Well, you know what? I have trouble sleeping. I wake up at 1 a.m. too, and then, you know, fall back to sleep a half hour later. It's okay. It can be normal. Mm-hmm. Or I'm in extreme pain. If you're in extreme pain, go to the doctor. Go to a doctor. You can't breathe. Go to a doctor.
Go to the doctor.
Yeah. Just, you know. So it's fun.
It's a balance, isn't it? It's a balance.
Modern medicine does and can do some amazing things. You know, you shatter your ankle. I don't care how much castor oil you put on it. It's not going to fix it. You need surgery. Get it. You know. Right. You know. So there is that amazing balance, and the biggest compliment is when doctors do come in here. I you know, one last story that just struck me was I told this person, I said, listen, go talk to your doctor. I'm not selling you anything. And the person came back and said, my doctor was actually impressed that you did not try to sell me anything, told me to talk to him first. And then the person came back in and wants to work on inflammation by using a certain form of ginger and turmeric tea, starting slowly. I'm like, that's perfect. That's great. You know, and you can work on that, you know, with them.
Right. Well, I think that's a great story. It's an alliance and it's alignment, because we are committed to health. We are committed to what works for, you know, anyone who walks through those doors. And so I'm just so glad that we got to spend this time together. Everybody, please, Better Life Whole Foods in Springfield, Massachusetts. I know you all know where that's at. And check out his Instagram, check out his website, which is betterlifewholefoods.com. Keeps it simple. All the links will be below. Yep. Thank you, Miklos, for everything.
And call me Mick. Mick is fine. Mick is just totally.
I came from.
I appreciate the full name.
I love it.
That works, but it's. I just try to make it simple for everyone. Just call me Mick. And they
Mick,
still call me
everybody.
Nick with an N, but
No Nick.
or
Right.
Mac. I'm like, it's okay. I don't. My name's been gotten wrong my whole life, so I instead of getting in a twist over it, I just laugh and go along. And
Thank you.
hey, just come in and see the store and have fun, and
Well, now everybody's on a first name basis. Everybody come in and say hi to Mick. I am Doc Harmony, and healthy energy is an amazing life.
it sure is.
Ciao.
Alrighty, I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.